بالمصطفى
Chop chop fingers
we should be. Cheapest price and all the things you love with great discounts. TikTok shopping makes everything trending.
ليس لدينا الأموال لإنهاء تحويل الكنيسة إلى مسجد. نحن في تامبا فلوريدا بأمس الحاجة إلى دعمكم. السلام عليكم أيها الإخوة والأخوات. أنا الآن عند مركز عيسى بن مريم، والحمد لله لقد اشترينا هذه الكنيسة الكبيرة بمساحة 40,000 قدم مربع لتحويله إلى مسجد ومركز إسلامي جديد. الله أكبر. وبتبرعاتكم المباركة بدأنا بالصلاة وتحفيظ القرآن ودعوة للأمريكيين، لكن الآن عندنا حالة طارئة، ليس لدينا الأموال لإنهاء المشروع وإنهاء المسجد. نحن بأمس الحاجة لمساعدتكم لإنهاء المصلى وتركيب سجاد المسجد وبناء مناطق الوضوء ولإصلاح الأضرار في الكنيسة القديمة. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: أحب البلاد إلى الله مساجدها. وقال أيضا: إن المؤمن للمؤمن كالبنيان يشد بعضه بعضا. أيها الإخوة والأخوات، فلنعمل معا ونكمل بيت الله هذا في سبيل الله. ساعد.
أنت نور الله جئت بعد العسر يسرا، ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام الأنبياء.
Brothers and sisters, please be seated as we will begin shortly.
يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك، يا رسول سلام عليك، يا حبيب سلام عليك، صلوات الله عليك، يا نبي سلام عليك، يا رسول سلام عليك، يا حبيب سلام عليك، صلوات الله عليك. أرتوي بالحب أبصرت دربي يا شفيعي يا رسول الله، أيها المختار في هدانا الحب حنينا، جئتنا بالخير دينا، يا ختام سلينا، يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي سلام عليك، يا رسول سلام عليك، يا سلام عليك.
Brothers and sisters, please rise. Announcing the arrival of Honorable Speaker, Yang Berbahagia, Emeritus Professor Dr. Ismawi Haji Zain, entering the hall.
بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع كرمي.
Distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, you may now be seated. Yang Berbahagia, Emeritus Professor Dr. Ismawi Haji Zain, our Honorable Speaker for today's session, Deputy Deans, Deputy Directors, Academic Staffs, Staff Committees, Student Committees, and our new brothers and sisters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we begin our session for today, to gain barakah and blessings from Allah, let us hear a wonderful dua recitation led by Brother Shame Izani. فليتفضل مشكورا.
Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Ya Allah, Ya Rahim, praise be to God, the Lord of the worlds. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, and for those who followed his example till the judgment day. Allahumma ya Allah, on this blessed evening, in conjunction with the Murabbi session Taaruf Week 2023-2024, we beseech Thee and grateful towards You in favor of all the infinite blessings to us, Your humble servant, to live in safe and prosperous life. We seek Your blessing for our flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. We seek Your guidance to steer clear that were detrimental the progress of this event. Ya Latif, Ya Rahman, please bless us with Your tawfiq and hidayah. Please guide us to greatness, peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us a responsible intellectual. Grant us with a valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind in order to gain Your mardatillah. Make us Your righteous servant that followed Your commands and neglect the sinful act. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Ya Munzil al-Barakah, bestow peace to our beloved country, Malaysia. Preserve us from any threat and disaster, neither man-made nor natural disaster. And to You, Ya Allah, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders, and our country, Malaysia. Bestow patience in us in order to face the challenges from You. Please accept our deeds and please reward us accordingly. Rabbana alayka tawakkalna wa ilayka anabna wa ilaykal masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, 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 ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Brother Sham Ezani, for the dua recitation. Alhamdulillah, we have gone through almost half of today's event. I hope that everyone already had your lunch and performed your Zuhur prayer. I hope that you are not sleepy and remain attentive, as there will be more interesting informations to be absorbed. Now, without further ado, I would like to pass the floor to Yang Berbahagia, Emeritus Professor Dr. Ismawi Haji Zain. Please welcome.
Okay. Boleh dengar? Jauh sekali. Can you hear me? At the back? Oh, I think I should stand. Can I just stand up? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajmain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Tak dengar pun? Itu baru dia kan. You are now IIUM student or going to be full-fledged IIUM student. Do I speak English or Malay? English, yeah? Brother? English, right? Okay. Now, okay, all right. Now, thank you very much, the organizers, for inviting me. I've not been speaking to students for the last 2 years, 2 or 3 years already now. So I feel a little bit uncomfortable. I hope that you will make me feel comfortable. These are the boys. Sorry, I'm not focusing on you. I cannot only focus on one group. I mean, 2 groups at one time, so 1 group at a time. No, inshallah. So you have, I think you know me already, right? Anybody who doesn't know me? You don't know me? Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's all right. You know, all right, I'm, what do I say? Retired person now. You know, somehow these people got me involved with your program. Never mind, so it's okay. But first, let me go for being, what do you call it? Now, IIUM student. Okay, IIUM student, International Islamic University of Malaysia. University of Malaysia. Now, what does that actually mean? Anybody? What does it actually mean being an IIUM student? Okay, what's your name? This is how I conduct my talk. You know, I never talk alone. What does it actually mean? Anybody? The boys, okay. Yes. What does it mean to you?
It actually means that we are a student from a prestigious university. A prestigious university.
Okay. Prestigious university. Okay. Now, when did you think that the idea of IIUM started? When do you think the idea of IIUM started? You see, 1930s. Were you around 1930s? No, you were not even around. Your fathers and mothers were not even around during that time. Okay? In 1930s, there was already some ideas about setting up an Islamic university in Malaysia. Do you know somebody by the name of Zaba? Zaba. He was the pendeta. Pendeta in Malay was philosopher. In English it's philosopher, right? He thought about the idea of having Islamic university in Malaya at that time, not even Malaysia. Nobody knows Malaysia at that time. Okay, 1950s. All right? Now, but it was Islamic university. It was not International Islamic University. Then somebody said we should have an Islamic university. There was this Unku Omar. You remember Unku Omar? The guy who said whose name was used for the Polytechnic Unku Omar in Ipoh. Yeah, he was among the few what do you call Malay scholars, Malay scientists there in the time, and he wanted to set up an Islamic university where it was not only for Islamic studies, but also to cover everything, every courses, including science. So at the end of the day, they set up Islamic College. You know where Islamic College is? Islamic College of Malaya. That's in Petaling Jaya, the former, the last site for IIUM Matriculation Center, CPS, in Petaling Jaya. It used to be the first campus of Islamic University. 1982, fast forward, 1982, some idea about setting up an Islamic university. So the first papers were set up or were developed in 1982, right? 1982. To set up International Islamic University. Not just Islamic University, but International Islamic University. So they set up the Islamic University in 1983. An Islamic University. So 1983. That's how many years ago? 40 years ago. This year, International Islamic University is celebrating its 40 years set up 40 years. Islamic okay, 40 years. Not just Islamic University, but international. Now, what does it actually mean? So they set up. What is the difference between Islamic University and International Islamic University? 1983. That's how many years ago. Do you know the mission of this, the university? This year, International Islamic University is
Anybody?
Do you know the mission of 40 years? 40
Anybody want?
years. Okay, 40 years. Okay. Now,
Summary
what
of
does it actually mean?
My guessing is that the university aims to create the Khalifa and also to spread the da'wah of Iqra and also to create an amanah human being and also follow the teaching of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay. Yeah, that may be correct. But
summary of
you see, it is all.
My guessing is that
How would I say it?
the university
The
aims
simple
to
way
create
of remembering
the
it
da'wah
is
of Iqra and
IIUM,
also to create
integration of knowledge,
an amanah human being,
internationalization,
follow the teaching of the
Islamization,
Prophet sallallahu alaihi
and
wasallam.
comprehensive excellence. Okay. So that's a simple way of remembering it. IIUM, integration, Islamization, simple way of internationalization. I think more importantly in the process, because all other universities also are quite similar, except the word internationalization. Internationalization. What does I mean, now you are already inducted into Islamic University, all right, or rather International Islamic University. You are considered as an international, a student of an international university. What does that mean to you? I mean, you can be in University Malaya, which is one of the top universities in Malaysia. Internationalization. What does I mean, now you are already inducted into Islamic University, all right, or rather International Islamic University. You are considered as an international, a student of an international university. What does that mean? This idea of antarabangsa. What does that actually mean? I mean, most of you are from Malaysia, right? Anybody not from Malaysia here? I don't think so. Most of you are, especially in matriculation, most of you are from Malaysia. How come we say that you are a student of an international university? What makes you different from student from, let's say, from UTM, where I came from? You know, I was taught in an UTM, you know, which is not an international university. But this is an international university. What is the difference between you and them? So what main objective, okay? One of the main objective. Can you hear me at the back? Yeah? One of the main objective of this university is to internationalize the mindset of Malaysian student, especially Malay student. You know what that means? It means that to put you at that level of internationalization, thinking at the world stage, the global stage. That's what it means. So if you can speak Cantonese for that matter, kecek Kelantan ke gono ke, tak salah kan? But your mindset must be at the international level. At the end of the time that you are at IIUM, we hope that you can become the real member of this Islamic Ummah, which is the global of humankind. You know, you are not just somebody from Bachok or somebody from Luar Jambu like she is. You know? Yeah, my wife, she's from Lubuk Jambu. You know where Lubuk Jambu is? You don't even know where Lubuk Jambu is. I don't know how I got her. That's what university is all about. Okay? So, we want you to be able to actually think at the with the global mindset. Nowadays, everything is at the fingertip end. You can actually get anything through the internet. You know, during my time, it was not like that. Okay? But now you are, now that you are an international, or rather a student of international university, we want you to have that global mindset. We want you to think not just from the level of, not to say your kampong, not even your country, your state. Some people are so parochial with their state, you know. You see two Kelantanese meet, they will forget about everybody else. They kecek Kelantan all the time. Yeah. But luckily I'm not like that. I kecek Kelantan also. But I have to think in the global mindset. All right? What does it actually mean? It means that you want to be at that level, you know, that level where you can think about the world as actually a global village, rather than just that you are from Terengganu or from Kelantan or from Selangor or from Johor, for that matter, you know. We want you to be the citizen of the world, to think in that level. If whatever courses that you are doing, who is doing courses from architecture or environmental design? Anybody? Put out your hand. You are going to be with me. No, not going to be. You are going to be like me. All right? So what I'm saying is this, that one of the objective of the university is to make you become somebody with a global mindset. Global mean international mindset. All right? Now that is different from just any student. That is the one that differentiates you and other students from other universities. You see? So you are not just going to do architecture or medicine or engineering or IRK for that matter, but we want you to think like that. Now you are in this hall, Al-Khwarizmi. Of Al-Khwarizmi to you. Yes.
From what I know, that is that he created the algorithm, like the first algorithm.
Yeah. He is the one who gave the idea of, right, very good. He is the one who gave his name to algorithm, because the Western people cannot pronounce the word Al-Khwarizmi. So they can pronounce the term algorithm. So what is algorithm? Algorithm is a mathematical concept. You see? Is a mathematical concept that started the idea that everything starts from zero. Okay? Everything starts from zero. Nothing start. You see, Masaleh, they start with one. You see, it was the contribution of Islam started that mathematics from zero to one, then to something else. But before him, the Indians has that concept, but they never really popularized it. Al-Khwarizmi was the one who popularized the idea of algorithm. And algorithm is actually his name in Latinized form. You see, a lot of names of the Muslim scholars were Latinized. Okay? So that's one of the things that we are trying to get. That is the idea of recapturing, you know, this recapturing the the knowledge or the whatever that we had before the Renaissance. You know what is Renaissance? Sister, what is Renaissance? You don't know? Anybody knows what is Renaissance? Renaissance is a Latin word which translates into rebirth. You see? In the old days, you see, when Europe was in the dark age, you know, dark age, when everybody don't go to school, only the priests were the people who were educated in Europe that time. The Muslim world were actually at the golden age. With all the knowledge, everything was in the Muslim world. But we lost it because in 1441, that's 1441, how long ago? Andalusia was lost to the Christian world. You see, Andalusia was, you know where Andalusia is? You know where? You don't know where Andalusia is? Andalusia is the present Spain. Siapa yang minat bola Spanyol? Angkat tangan. Siapa minat tenis? So the present tennis number one, Alcaraz, you know, he must be descendant of the Arabs in Andalusia, because the Spanish name don't have that Alcaraz. You see? They were all Muslims at one time, because Spain and almost France were all conquered by the Muslim soldiers. And that was the center of knowledge. The University of Cordoba was the best university in the world during that time, you know. And the library of Cordoba was the biggest library in the world, other than in Baghdad. Baghdad, there was this Dar al-Hikmah, okay? But in the West, it was Cordoba. And all the scholars were from Cordoba. But we lost all of that when in 1449, everything. It started much earlier, but 1441, we lost everything. So one of the objectives of this university is to recapture that as a center of knowledge in the world. This is, so you have a very big mission here. Don't think that you come here just because you dapat 9A ataupun 11A for that matter. You see? Because joining IIUM, you have a big mission. And the mission is to recapture the place of Islam in that we used to enjoy before. Okay? Now that's why this concept of Islamization. What is the concept of Islamization? One of the mission of IIUM. What is Islamization? Yes, brother. What's your name? You? Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Khairun.
Huh?
My name is Khairun.
Khairul what?
Khairun Nizam.
Khairul Nizam. So what is the meaning of Khairul Nizam?
Sebaik-baik undang-undang.
What is Nizam?
Undang-undang.
Undang-undang. So Khairul Nizam is what?
Sebaik-baik undang-undang.
Undang-undang yang baik. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So what is the meaning of Islamization?
For me, Islamization tu, saya berpendapat bahawa kita mahu ketengahkan balik Islam dalam cara kehidupan seseorang tu dan menjadikan dia satu benda yang kebiasaan. Bukannya kita dengar sebagai, oh bila Islam je, macam tu. Tak. Itu adalah cara hidup yang sebenar.
You are doing what course?
YBHG. Tourism.
Tourism. Language and tourism. Good. Very good. So you're going to be in Pago instead of in Gombak. Okay. Now, Islamization is actually a new, relatively new term. It was coined by Almarhum Ismail Faruqi in the in the early 1980s. I think it was late 70s. Late 70s, he started to use the term. The idea is to actually for the Muslim scholars to actually look at all form knowledge, but at the same time to purify that knowledge so that it can be in the what do you call it? What's the correct word for it? So that it will be in line with the teaching of Islam. So you can learn engineering, but engineering from an Islamic point of view. Who is from engineering here? Anybody from engineering? Put up your hand. Nobody? Oh, that's not right. You are from engineering? No? Oh, okay, all right. So, and you can be from architecture, you can be from planning, you can be from pharmacy or medicine. But we want you to have knowledge which is imbued with Islam. You see? And that's the reason, one of the reasons why you are in the matriculation center, because we want you to start again and look at the thing from that point of view. You see? So Islamization of knowledge is actually looking at the Western knowledge like sociology, engineering, architecture, or economics, law, whatever, but trying to look at it from the Islamic point of view, okay? So that it become in line with Islamic philosophy, Islamic way of life, Islamic way of thinking. Is it not just totally from the Western point of view? Okay, so that's one of the mission of the university, one of the biggest mission of this university. All right, so it is quite difficult for you actually as student, because if you are from other universities, you are expected just to learn whatever is being given. But here, we want you to actually do more than that. You become somebody who try to make this world more what do you call it? More in line with what is required by Islam. You see, before the term of Islamization came into the picture, you know, somebody by the name of Muhammad Iqbal. Remember him? Muhammad Iqbal? Maulana Muhammad Iqbal of India. Anybody knows? No? Maulana Iqbal or Muhammad Iqbal, 1930s, he actually came up with a term called Umraniyat. Umraniyat. Umran is actually translated as civilization. All right? Civilization. Now, so he came up with that idea to make the Western knowledge in line with Islamic knowledge. Point between the Western knowledge and Islamic knowledge. Because Islam at one time used to rule the world. We were the center of knowledge. As much as we need them. All right? So you know very well now that most of the ideas of the technology now came from the Islamic scholars. Avicenna was in medicine, you know. Al-Khwarizmi was in mathematics. Yeah? Okay, all right. Boleh dengar? Tak boleh. Oh, tak switch on. Tak switch on, mana boleh nak dengar ada. So that is the idea of this university. You see? That's why many people were fighting for setting up the university, starting from 1930s. Then the PKPIM joined the fight for the universities in 1960s, 70s, you know, and until 1980, 80 something, before the university was set. So many people claim to be the originator of idea of International Islamic University. But nobody can actually exactly claim who is the only person who do that, okay? So, but the whole concept of the International Islamic University was set up in the papers written by Professor Kamal, the late Professor Kamal, almarhum Professor Kamal Hassan. He wrote the concept paper for the university in 1982. So the setting up the university was in 1983. Okay, 1983. Now, what else should I talk to you? Why it is important for us to be at the international level? You see, at one time there were a lot of international students in IIUM. When you join the main campus later on, you will meet the international student. And they will be different from you because they come from totally different cultures. The way of life will be different. How they carry themselves will be different. How they greet you will be different. How they dress also will be different. So while you are in Matriculation Center, you prepare yourself. This is the opportunity for you to prepare yourself. You have to be able to accept people with the differences that they are. And this is the beauty of the Ummah. You see, the beauty of the Islamic Ummah is that we come from many different parts of the world. And we have different cultures, different way of thinking, different way of looking at things. So we have to be able to actually move with all these differences. We look at the differences as the beauty of diversity. You know the meaning of beauty or diversity? What's your name? Do you know the meaning of beauty of diversity? Okay. You want to say something or you don't want to say something? You don't want to say something. You want to say something. What is the beauty of diversity? Dalam bahasa Melayu tak apa. Huh?
I'm not sure.
Huh? You can't say. Tak apa. Kena berani sikit.
I think the beauty of diversity is where you are not really the same. You have different personality, you have different looks, different lifestyles, but at the end of the day, you are just a person, a normal person, and you are the same.
Yes, yeah, that's right. I mean, that's right. You see, you must accept that people are different, okay? And individuals are different, but also different group of people are different. You see? So like, for example, we have quite a number of, in the main campus, quite a number of students who come from Africa, you know? And if people say, people from Africa, the first thing that you think is somebody who is black. Okay? But for the Masaleh, many of them look down upon black people. But Islam has no problem with that. You see? Bilal was a black guy, but he was one of the Sahaba of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay? And there are many others who are known to be, they have probably different skin, different hair, different way of living. Some of them don't even take their bath for one whole week, for that matter. You know? But they are, but who cares? That's their way of life, and they can think in much better way than us. They can probably achieve much better things than us. So we love the beauty in diversity, because the Ummah is diverse. You see, even in the Malay world, you have a different type of Malays. You have the Javanese, you have the Minangkabau, you have the Kelantanese, you have Terengganu people who always quarrel with the Kelantanese in football game. You know, they kick the the leg rather than the ball when Kelantan meet Terengganu, right? But we are still the same people, you know. So boleh dengar tak belakangnya? Okay? So this idea of beauty in city, something that is important for us in Islamic University, right? We cannot be just thinking that, oh Malaysia. Even orang Melayu pun ramai lain kan. Ada yang hidung mancung, ya, keturunan siapa? Arab ke, keturunan India ke, keturunan Mamak ke, hidung mancung. Ada yang macam saya, hidung kemek, kan? Ini keturunan Jawa, keturunan apa semua, hidung kemek, kan? Tapi kita Melayu, kan? But most importantly, we are Muslim, alright? Ada yang cakap macam orang Negeri Sembilan, ada yang cakap macam orang Kelantan, ada yang cakap macam orang Terengganu. Saya dulu, I couldn't speak Malay, you know, like you people, because I come from Sarawak. Now, so my Malay was totally different. So orang kata karang, saya ingat now, but people thought karang is kemudian. Alright. Now, so the idea of that, the ummah as a group of different type of people with different things that they can contribute to the world. Okay? And this is what we are in this university. All right? Now, other than that is the idea of excellence. The idea of comprehensive excellence. We want to be excellent. Now, it doesn't care whether you are from a rich family or you're from poor family. Okay? We want at the end of the day that you try your best to be excellent in whatever you do. Now, how can you be excellent if you actually are happy with what you get? You must try to compete with yourself. You know, I as a student before, and even now as a man, I never compete with anybody. I always compete with myself. If I'm good today, I want to be better tomorrow. That's the idea. All right? The idea that you must be better than what you are now. Okay, and this is the university where that is required. You cannot be, just because you look at somebody else's drawing, for example, you are in architecture today and you say, okay, I can do better than that person. But you must try to be better than yourself by tomorrow. That's how you can improve. All right? Now, other than that is, with all this world at your fingertips, we expect you to be much better than those that we have produced before. So that's the idea of what you call it, istiqamah. The idea of being better all the time. Better all the time. All right? Now, what else do I need to talk to you? What else? It's quite difficult to think. Now I don't prepare any presentation. Is there anything else that you want me to say? Ini macam dah habis idea kan? No, tak habis lagi. I just want you to contribute to this talk. Okay? Yes. Anything?
How did you gain the title Emeritus?
How do you get it? How do I get it? Okay. All right. Now, Emeritus is actually a Latin word, okay? It means somebody who has retired. But it also means excellent, okay? It means, now, how do you get that? You get that because somebody else gave it to you. You don't get it yourself. You must prove that you have reached that level. So not all retired professors are emeritus professors, okay? So you must have something that you contributed, that people can feel that. People feel that you deserve to get that. It's just like some people get Dato or Tan Sri or whatever, you know. Not everybody get Dato or Tan Sri. You can call your grandfather Dato or anybody, but not everybody is Dato. Okay. All right. So what did I get? What did I do to get that title? I don't know. I actually don't know. I contributed something to the world of knowledge. Yes, of course, like any other professor. But it's given by somebody else. Now I got it from UTM, my alma mater or university where I went to, and they thought that probably they want to honor me with that. Of course, you have seen the slide, right? No? They did not show you the slide. I told them to show you the slide, but never mind. Well, I was, if you do not know, I was actually the one who started Kuliah of Architecture in IIUM. You see, I was the first dean. I was the founder dean of the Kuliah. I actually was in charge of the construction of the campus in Gombak, you know. And so if you go to Gombak, that is my work, all right? I actually started the campus in Kuantan. So you can see the campus in Kuantan, not this campus, the campus in India Makota was started by me when I was the executive director of development. I was holding the position of many positions at one time. You know, at one time I used to hold 4 positions. I was the deputy rector of the university for planning and development. I was also the dean of architecture. I was the CIO, the chief information officer of the university. I started the computerization of this university. Before I came, this university, many lecturers don't even know a computer. So I started that. And I was also the one who started the idea of the first to look after the what do you call it, the health issues, health and safety issues in the university. So I was holding 4 positions at one time, and they gave me the thing because the title because I was one of the people who was involved in one of the 6 people, and the only one from Asia was involved with the expansion of the Masjid al-Haram in Makkah. So I don't know whether that actually qualified me as emeritus professor or not. And during my studies, of course, I came from a very poor family, if you remember. I came from one of the poorest family that ever set foot in the university, right? But I was the best student in my batch in UTM. Then I went to Edinburgh University in the UK, in Scotland, and I was the first non-British student who got the Best Student Award. So our brother, Do you think I qualify for the title or not? So you must try your best. I can tell you that when I was young, a boy, when I was in school, I have to do other people's homework. I had to wash my friends' clothes when I was in school to survive school, you know. I went to people's farm and do the work in other people's farm just to survive in school. And at the end of the day, you know, I got what I got. So there is no reason why you cannot get what I have got, because you have everything. You have everything. You see? So poverty is not something that will hold you back. You know, if you really work hard for it. You know. And don't be like all this idea of nasib. No. You have to work hard. You have to work hard. You know. So the idea is that you must always try to be better than what you are yesterday. You cannot be just because your father was somebody, you can be just a little bit better than him. But you impact in this world. All right? In this world. So I hope that answered your question. Any more question that you want to ask me? I have to go back to KL very soon. I have to drive to KL. Anybody else? Yes.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Abdullah bin Sofyan, and I'm from the Human Science Department. So you said that as an IIUM student, we have a goal. We have a goal. One of them is internationalize, right? So throughout my life, I have mingled with a lot of people, Chinese, Indian, and Malay. So what I've seen from all of the Malay friends and what I have met, they all have one thing in common, which is, it may be a little bit controversial, it's like Malay supremacy. Malay supremacy.
Oh, okay.
Do you have anything to say about that? Right, thank you.
Okay. To tell you honestly, I come from Sarawak, so I don't really believe in that. To me, most important thing is we are Muslims, all right? Malay supremacy. This idea is a little bit fascist to me. The idea that we become we are better than other people because of our race. That's it's not really attractive to me. Maybe some people believe in it, but I don't. Because to tell you honestly, I believe that a person is born to fight for himself. And of course, to make the world better. Because even in the Quran it says, you are created to be the slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's all. Yeah? Your race is nothing. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that you are created to be equal and the better among you is the more fires. Okay? So if you are more fires, then you are better. It doesn't mean it doesn't depend on whether you are Malays, Chinese, or Indian, or whatever. The more pious you are, who is more pious to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the better guy. All right? Now, the only reason why people think about this idea of Malay supremacy is because they don't want to lose this land, this country. They think that they are the owner of this country. That's why this concept of Bumi Putra and whatever. But, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually created you so that you should defend what you have. You should defend it. You not just by claim, but by your deed. By the way you must work hard. You must work, you must try your best to be the real defender of your place, not by putting other people down, but actually to make yourself better in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by working hard, by making this place a better, knowledgeable place. You see? Rather than by saying, oh, I'm the owner of the land. Nobody can do that, because especially in this global world. That's why International Islamic University, we talk about internationalization. The idea that we must try to be at that level where we are on the same par with everybody who is thinking that the world is the place for everybody. All right? We must be there. We cannot be saying, oh, this is our land. We cannot do that, because we are not going to move anywhere. You see? The only way how we can actually survive is to be as good as other people. We cannot just say, oh, because we are Malays, so we have to survive in this place. Because the idea is, you know, it's quite difficult for me to explain, but I tell you honestly that we will only be honors in the name if we don't work hard for it. You see, we have to people say, where's the meat? You know, in English you say, where's the meat? We talk too much, but you don't put anything into it. All right? So if you really want to be supreme, not only as Malays, but supreme is that you want to be number one in the world. Is the only way to do it is to work hard. To work hard and to justify the position. That's why there is this saying which says that respect is gained, it's not demanded. You see? People will respect you if they think that you deserve the respect. But they will not respect you if you just talk about it. You see? So if you can show people that you are as knowledgeable as other people, you can be producers of technology rather than just consumers of technology, you can be producers of knowledge rather than consumers of knowledge, then you are respected. Because I don't know whether I should introduce to you now this concept of knowledge. You see, the concept of knowledge, the first one is of course the idea of giving of knowledge. You learn from your lecturers, from your teachers, from your seniors, all right? You learn it and you take it. But the next level of knowledge is the idea of building of knowledge. The idea that where you should start from what you have and build new knowledge. All right? Then the idea of actually what I call it, innovating. Innovating means the idea where you expand this knowledge into something else. This is where the Islamic world were very, very, very successful in. They innovate, you know. So the idea of making things and become excellent. Then the idea of introducing knowledge for the mass, for the people to use. That's when you actually gain the respect of people as knowledgeable society. Not just because you are Malays. You know, forget about it. Because Malays will be, you know, like, you can see so many people in this world who come here. Even now in Malaysia, there are people who come from all over the world just because Just because what? Because they couldn't make it in their own place. That's why they have to look for somewhere else. So we have to justify the fact that we are actually born in this country and we fight to make this country a great country. Not because we are Malays, but because this is our country. We cannot be thinking of some other places, you see. So this idea of Malay supremacy, I'm sorry, I'm not a believer in that. You see, I believe that people can be supreme everywhere else. So that's why when I must tell you, when I went to Scotland the first time in 1980, at first I had this problem like I was, first time I came to KL, Kuala Lumpur, 1973, I couldn't speak the language. And sampai siapa pensyarah saya tu kata, apa ini orang Malaysia tidak pandai cakap Malaysia? because I came from a place where they don't speak Bahasa Malaysia. See? So my school was using English. I couldn't speak Bahasa Malaysia. I couldn't speak. No, luckily, when I met her, I can speak. But then in Scotland also, I couldn't speak the English that they speak. So at first I thought, I should come back because I couldn't understand anything that my professors were talking about or my lecturers were talking about. But I tried my best. So at the end of the day, that's what my result was. Okay? So you can overcome the problem. That's what the Malays should be doing. You see? You cannot be telling people, I'm a Malay, so I should be number one. No, you cannot be like that. You see? You have to actually show that you are number one before you can become number one. People, you don't demand respect. You actually gain respect. Okay? Right. Anything else? Yes.
Assalamualaikum Prof. My name is Hummam Rifai bin Amardor. I'm from economics course. Is there, in your opinion, is there any leader or person in the world or any person that is fortunately aligned with IUM's mission that we can make as an example?
That's a good question, right? That's a good question. Now I tell you, IUM is actually the product of thinking, as I said before, is product of thinking of many people. The idea of many people, okay? The first person that I could relate to was, of course, Maulana Iqbal. He came up with this idea of Umbranet, okay, which is almost like what IUM now. The idea of having a university where you have the Western knowledge and the Islamic knowledge, he called it Quranic knowledge, together. He started the Islamic college in Karachi, in Pakistan. Okay, then you have, of course, Ismail Faruqi, who came up with the idea of Islamization. The idea that the knowledge, the Western knowledge, must be Islamized, to make it in line with the Islamic way of thinking and Islamic way of life. All right? Now, the present one, there are a lot of people that you can actually relate to. In fact, if you go to the West now, most of these scholars that we have, either Islamic scholars, even Western scholars, are actually thinking along the same line that we are thinking now. The idea of knowledge as a global possession, global ideas, that it should benefit everybody rather than just a group of people. Okay? Now, most of the technology now, the soft technology that we have, these are actually, they started from people like Al-Khwarizmi and all these guys, but now they have been redeveloped and reinvented and innovated so that it become more useful people every time. So, at the moment, leaders you are talking about, well, this is a bad time to ask that question because this is election time. I tell you that in 1973, when I joined the universities, at that time, the ideas of Islamic Renaissance, the rebirth of Islam among the youth, started in early 70s, 73 especially. At that time, we were talking about the ideas of that the Muslim youth can actually contribute positively to the world through the Islamization of knowledge. And at that time, the leaders were very clear. The leader at that time is now our Prime Minister. Okay? So he was the one who actually came up with the idea of, rebirth of Islam among the youth. And we were the followers at that time, you know. Of course, after that, there are many other people that came in, not only him, there are so many other people, you know, and from both sides of the political spectrum, there were a lot of people who were thinking along that. The only difference is maybe in the strategy, maybe in the way they do things. But in our country, I think we are among the leaders. You see, that's why when I went to teach, I was teaching in King Abdulaziz University in Jeddah for almost 3 years. You know, I was the first Malaysian to be invited to teach in the university in Saudi Arabia. So they have a lot of respect for us. You know that at that time they have salaries which are 3 different levels of salaries. The Western are given the A salary, the Asian are given the C salary, and I was getting the A salary because people actually respect you for reason of your knowledge, not because you are from a place, you know. So for Malaysian, I think you should not be ashamed of yourself. You should be saying that you are Malaysian and that you are well-educated people. You know, you have the aim, you have the drive. You know the main drive? Drive to be the best in the world, and other people respect you. You see, if I move around, I had moved around, to tell you honestly, I had moved around almost 50 countries in the world. And in all these countries, when they know that you are Malaysian, they salute you. Because Malaysians are known to be highly educated. You see? And that's what this university is all about. I did not come from university, I was not taught in the university, but I actually share the vision of the university. So when I was invited in 1996 to set up this Kuliah of Architecture and Laboratory Design in the university, I said no. I couldn't imagine myself to be at that level. So I told the rector then that I'm not qualified for the job. But he insisted on me coming. He said, okay, come for 2 years, then you can go back to UTM. So I came for 2 years, but like any other orang Melayu, pinjam tak balik. So I was stuck in IIUM until I retired. Itulah ceritanya kan, kenapa saya di UAE. Walhalnya, saya ni batch pertama UTM doing a degree program, the first batch. So I'm very old. Nowadays you have thousands of UTM graduate all over the country and in the world, and I'm the first among the first batch. You imagine tu, tua kan, tua sangat. Nampak je muda. Sorry. Now anyway, any more question before I leave? Tak ada, then I can leave lah. Yeah, my wife is giving signal already. Nanti kan sampai malam sangat je. So kalau tak ada, saya ucapkan terima kasih lagi kerana menjemput saya datang. I hope I have given you something. I wish you all the best. Be proud of IIUM. Be proud of the fact that you have been specially selected for IIUM. And that is a big, big honor to you. Because I can tell you this, when I was the deputy rector of the university, many people even come to my office to be given a place in the IIUM. Apa datang, mak datang, kakak datang, abang datang. Minta diberi tempat di IIUM. di Universiti Islam Antarabangsa. So you are very fortunate because you are selected to be in IIUM. I can tell you that there are people out there who are crying to be in the IIUM. Ada orang yang, ada Arab tu datang jumpa saya all the way from Saudi Arabia. Take my son, I can give you anything you want. You faham tak? Jadi maksudnya jadi IIM student ni is something special, and you should show the world and yourself, more importantly, you should show yourself that you deserve to be in IIUM. Because not everybody can be in IIUM. So with that, thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Emeritus Professor Dr. Ismawi Haji Zain, for such an inspiring talk. I hope that you have gained important information and insight from the speaker that will improve your life as a student in this garden of knowledge and virtue. Now we have come to the end of Murabbi session. Once again, thank you to our honorable speaker for the session just now. Brothers and sisters, please give our speaker a big round of applause. Brothers and sisters, please remain seated and calm to make a way for our speaker to leave the hall. Thank you.
Ya Rabbi bil Mustafa